Have you ever felt completely 100% secure with your money sitting in a traditional bank? Well, the story we're unpacking today might just shatter that illusion. Let's jump straight into our explainer for Satoshi's Journey, Episode 12, Censorship Resistance, The Frozen Freedom. Today, we're looking at the terrifying difference between merely having access to your money and truly owning it. Let's set the scene. Picture this. You're sitting peacefully in a cafe, and suddenly the door just flies open. It's Alicesa, and she is in absolute panic mode. She's staring at her phone in horror, yelling that her bank accounts are frozen. The app literally says, "Suspended by court order." And the worst part? Her rent is due. Her entire financial lifeline just instantly snapped.
Which brings us to Scene 1, the frozen account crisis.
Now check out this stark contrast. On one side, you have Alicesa having a total real-world meltdown. But on the other, Satoshi is sitting there, completely unfazed. He's got his advanced robotic companion, E12, hanging out, shifting from this complex 100-sided die right into a glowing robotic dragon. E12 represents the decentralized digital realm, which is completely untouched by all this legacy banking chaos. While Alicesa is hyperventilating, Satoshi's perfectly calm, just opening one eye to see what's up. So what caused this massive freeze? Satoshi points out a really cruel irony here. Alicesa had just been investigating a scam syndicate operating out of a building in Cambodia, which is a noble thing to do, right? But traditional banking algorithms, they don't understand context. They just saw her interacting with a high-risk entity and automatically flagged her account for suspected money laundering. The immediate consequence? A complete automated lock on her life savings. No warning, no questions asked.
Let's move right into Scene 2, the financial systems wall.
Determined to clear up this awful misunderstanding so she can, pay her rent, Alicesa rushes to the bank. She naturally assumes that since she's innocent, a quick chat will fix everything. Instead, she hits an absolute brick wall of red tape. She's faced with a bank teller who acts like a robotic level 1 sleeper. Alicesa is pleading, explaining the urgency, but the teller is just completely deadpan. All she gets is a cold, scripted response. You must wait 7 to 15 working days for verification. She needs her money today, but the system is telling her to put her life on hold for weeks.
And here is Alicesa's harsh epiphany. When your money is sitting in a traditional bank, it's not actually a physical asset you hold anymore. It just becomes untouchable numbers on a screen. You aren't the master of your wealth. You're just a temporary resident living inside their financial architecture. And guess what? They can revoke your permission to transact at any given moment. You are completely reliant on a third party's continuous approval.
This takes us straight to Scene 3, the key to true freedom.
Satoshi casually takes a sip of his tea. He taps his shirt pocket, showing off his E12 hardware wallet, and tells Alicesa to check her digital assets. He is literally telling her to bypass the traditional system entirely. So Alicesa pulls out her phone and opens her Bitcoin wallet interface. There are no bank tellers in sight, no 15-day waiting periods. It's just her directly interacting with the decentralized network.
And look at the result. Right there on her screen is a bright green balance of exactly 1 Bitcoin, completely untouched. There are no warning labels, no suspension notices, no court orders. While her fiat currency is locked away in some bureaucratic vault, this digital asset is sitting right there, safely in her own hands, completely immune to the bank's freeze.
Which sets up Scene 4, the iron rule of ownership.
Satoshi breaks down the fundamental difference here. When you put fiat money in a bank, legally speaking, you're just a creditor. You're lending them your money and you literally have to beg for permission to get it back. But with Bitcoin held in a personal wallet, the whole paradigm flips. You are no longer asking for permission. You are the absolute sovereign owner of that asset. There's no middleman who can tell you no.
Then, Satoshi stands up, walks over, and drops the ultimate truth of this technology. He explains the immense power of holding your own private keys, usually represented as a 12-word seed phrase. As long as she securely holds on to those 12 words, her wealth is fundamentally untouchable. The source material makes a really bold claim here to show the sheer strength of this cryptography. It says that even if a global court issues a mandate, or even if the US military tries to step in, they mathematically cannot freeze or seize that money without those 12 words. That is absolute financial sovereignty.
Alicesa literally gets chills as she finally grasps this legendary rule. Not your keys, not your coins. This is the exact definition of censorship resistance. It's the principle that unless you hold the cryptographic private keys to your digital assets, you don't really own them. You're just trusting a third party. And as we saw with Alicesa today, that trust can be broken in a split second.
By cutting out the middlemen completely, you guarantee that your transactions can never be censored, stopped, or frozen by anybody.
As Alicesa embraces this newfound empowerment, I want to leave you with a question about your own finances. Are you actually holding your own keys, or are you just waiting for permission from a system you don't even control? Something to think about. And as you can see on screen, the story doesn't end here. Please look forward to episode 13, The Successor's Final Grade. Thanks so much for joining me for today's explainer, and I'll catch you next time.